Sends it away. Just incredible timing on that spot. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best? He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be leading. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is. Quote about my old team here for a second. Did you know the Bulls are the only NBA franchise to win multiple championships and never lose an NBA Finals series in their history? 6-0 right now. I hope they have a guy named MJ. But Jake, think about this. He's not done those 2 seasons. Maybe it's 8 straight finals.
We're going to beat him.
in this first quarter as he knocks down the three. I know this requires That's a souvenir. Looks like some substitutions coming on Gotta get that one to go. To Schroeder. Jay, without question, one of the biggest moments of the NBA all season. Paul George stays in OKC. I think him and Russ work well off each other. A playoff dude wants to be playoff dude all the time. Who better to bring that out of you than the Beast Mode? Schroeder. To Paul George. Going along. Beyond the arc. Made his first ever, but not that time. Tough make through traffic. I was expecting the dish there, but we're going to take that one and lay that one in. Steven Adams, able to recover with the block. Sent a message on that one. To George. Lets it fly for long range. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder. No doubt about where that one was headed. Good time to that bucket from Chris Dunn. I'm telling you right now, with moves like that, scoring is not going to be an issue tonight. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than it was defense. To Paul George. Knocks it down from mid-range. I don't think anybody saw this one coming. But it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied. Wide open look, won't go. There's a pass stolen by Chicago. Goes to the left side. Here's Lopez, down low. Count the basket at the rim. And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease. Carmelo Anthony traded, but Jay Sam Presti turns that into Dennis Schroeder. And I love his opposition by the Thunder. When you think about Schroeder, he is almost the opposite of what Russell Westbrook is. He is not a ball-dominant guard. He will have the ball in his hands, but he's more apt to make plays quickly with the ball than Russell, who likes to hold on to the ball towards the end of the cycle. Works it. Oh, he had it. Steven Adams with a piece. And that'll get out of bounds. Nice touch by the Thunder. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes. He gets it. Man down, man down. Gotta get up and contest the shot. To Adams. And the rebound taken by Lopez. Nice pass to set things up. Bobby Lopez. 3 for 3.
Get down. Get up.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it. Bodies bouncing all around in that layup with the offense coming back at it. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen. Finishing inside the paint on that one. It's going to be a long road back, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's only the first quarter, and that's exactly what you needed. You need to see the ball go in a couple of times. Fires the three. Off the mark. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam. They have set the tone in this one. I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes. Felton unable to get that shot to go. Levine over to the right side. Andre Robertson snatching it out of the air. That kid can block out the sun. To Paul George. Fires the three. Not one. And a putback slam. And it's still early in this game, but you can't send the wrong message to the offense by letting them think they can own the glass. Steven Adams tips it. Strong finisher, Paul George. That's how you punctuate a good first quarter. 3 more left to go, but you set the momentum for the second. Thunder have it. Deep 3 at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first quarter. The Thunder in command of this one.
negotiation process. Representative Ben Lujan says he is hopeful that U.S. Senate will vote to help cities who help to silence shooters. There's no reason why Congress can get this involved, including the enforcement of the government's executive order. Representative Ben Lujan says the U.S. Senate will be voting on bills allocating reimbursement funds this month. Justin Barnes, KAT, 270.
Thank you, Justin. Governor Lujan Grisham visited D.C. last week, and even though she declined to comment, a spokesperson says her meetings about New Mexico's border situation were productive. Well, the Department of Homeland Security says conditions on border facilities are not acceptable. The head of the department says it is up to Congress to help.
We asked for $4.5 billion. 3.3 of that is to take better care of children in federal custody for HHS, not for DHS, for Health and Human Services. So we need that funding from Congress. We need it immediately. We've also put solutions on the table that would prevent this flow from happening in the first place.
He went on to say his department is working to stop smuggling from its origins in Central American countries. That work includes making sure kids get out of the cycle. Well, a lot of the produce you buy at the grocery store could get more expensive. It's because of new tariffs imposed by President Trump that go into effect in 9 days.
If the price of certain goods increases, that means that they're able to buy less. If they buy less, it just has an overall impact on the economy, potentially slowing things down because you have to buy some goods and you are not buying others.
Last year, the U.S. imported more than $346 billion worth of goods from Mexico. And in New Mexico, our state sends almost $1.5 billion in exports there every year. State lawmakers say it will affect jobs and create a bad relationship. And that avocado toast you love to eat may also get more expensive. Growers say a 5% or 25% tariff wouldn't really hurt them, just the people who love to eat the fruit, meaning we would have to pay more. The United States is the top export market for avocados. We actually eat more than 74% of total exports, with Canada next at just 7%. Normally, California covers the demand this time of year, but the crop is weak this year. Businesses and consumers are concerned about these prices going up, but the White House chief of staff says that is not necessarily true.
Prices from China have gone up. American consumers have gone to products that are made in the United States, for example, that don't carry those tariffs. We think the same thing will happen here, and American consumers will not pay for the burden of these tariffs.
The percentage of tariffs will continue to increase if Mexico does not curb the number of migrants crossing over the U.S. border. President Trump has been very active on Twitter today.
Started here in the second quarter to Zach Levine.
They've been talking for 25
Lopez.
years. We want action, not talk.
Nice finish at the hip. Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty. George against Porter. Can't go down. Smothering defense. Shoot or shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
The Agriculture Journal reports the cost of this estimator cost around $1.6 million.
Levine.
If it does eventually happen, the fence would be about 1,300 feet.
Almost. Unlucky bounce. And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter. Chicago with the possession. He cruises in for two. Too easy. I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim. Westbrook. Porter grabs the board. To Levine. Lopez.
Stupid cat. What the hell are you doing?
It's George with the rebound. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Paul George.
Get off.
Coach has seen enough.
Get off.
Some changes. New personnel onto the floor.
Fucking you on my shit. Get off. Go away.
To Lopez. Porter. And that's rebounded by Noel. Has a chance. Deep two there. Won't go. To Lopez. Porter. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good. Westbrook into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Lays it up and in. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First is your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
The pass set it all up.
And
What are you
down,
doing?
man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Russell Westbrook with the rock. Here's a chance from long range. Westbrook bothered just enough on that one. Porter to Chris Dunn. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance in the three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. He even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Zach LaVine trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 82%. Free throw good for the three-point play. It's back to a 14-point game. And he finishes at the rim.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender did.
LaVine to Porter. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Easy path to the rim.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Zach LaVine. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
A two-time dunk champion, I love watching Zach LaVine play. But you can't become obsessed with just attacking the rim. You have to continue to expand your game and really give Chicago that lead guard that they haven't had since D. Rose.
And the basket good at the rim.
You see, here's why versatility is so imperative for your offensive repertoire. If you're a one-trick pony as a defender, I know exactly how to defend you because you only do one thing. But if you have versatility, then the coach can put you in multiple looks within the offense, and then you can get it any way you want it.
Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Get out!
Can't connect on the first free throw.
Fuck out of here, man. Get out of the fucking area, you stupid cat.
Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Stuffs it down with authority. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
That is great vision.
He's in.
Blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. For 3. Off the mark. No good. It's Russ at the controls. From long range. Missed it. Probing the defense. To Porter. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at their legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Robin Lopez at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Nice finish at the rim.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Cleaning the offensive glass. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Too much contact, and free throws coming.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
First free throw is good. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Russell Westbrook trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter.
What the fuck? I turned it down because it's right in my damn ear. I turned it down.
They'll get it down low to Lopez.
Oh, out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
It's right in my
Took it
ear.
right to him, and the defender was ready. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three.
No.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
No, but they did get
Free
L.
throw, perfect for Westbrook, and the Thunder add on
Golf
to their
ball
lead.
size.
Now the Bulls will take the timeout, as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second
Didn't get
quarter.
shit here. I don't know. The cat was standing up there earlier. She was sitting up there earlier. Right before you sat down. She's right over here in my area. Sitting and annoying the hell out of me. Choke her.
To Zach LaVine.
Hurricane Edna.
Knocked loose. Thunder have it.
When
Edna.
you're outmatched talent-wise, you cannot get outworked. Get that ball back.
Stuffs it down with authority.
Like my old coach used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's way too easy. Just keep attacking. It's easy money.
Great look and vision. And the reward, he's going to the line.
That's
Great
not no
job
damn
by the
shooting
shooter to
foul.
create contact
The
after
fuck?
the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Suck my duck. Suck my duck, man. I wasn't even in the way he rolled on top of me.
Wendell Carter at the line. Misses the first. No good on the first, no good on the second. 0 for 2. Russell Westbrook powers it through.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Bulls with it to Lopez. LaVine. Here's Lopez down low. Ah, no good.
One of the best kept secrets in the game. Utilize it a head fake. Get the defender in the air. Crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
Helping him, that's fucking stupid.
We don't decide when to go there and when to go there. We go there to save lives, whatever we may be. Illegal, but should we have to go or die?
You don't have to. You're contributing to him fucking illegally. No.
To Markkanen.
Illegal immigrants,
Sets
man.
it up and slams it down.
Oh, man, did you
Regardless.
see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a
And the
tennis
fucking
ball.
kid is
It
born
looked
here
like
in
that
America.
his hand. Count it.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is a...
That said that women in labor must first go to a clinic in Mexico to get help. If they weren't able to get the care they need, those women could get in with border officers to get the medical attention in the U.S.
When they do come up here, of course, the hospitals have to accept them. So, and that's going to be a free thing also. So, yeah, you can't help but have a little bit of resentment.
Luna County Republicans say the demand for medical resources at the border is going down, and they're not okay with their tax money going to help these women. But they understand it's the law.
It's hard, it's taxes hard. But until something changes the situation, what are we going to do?
Bill Richardson's the one who did that.
only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
Oh, emphatic slam. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Westbrook still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good. And the slam.
That boy's living his best life.
Westbrook. He has yet to hit one tonight. No good. Larry Markkanen scores from in close.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Zach LaVine sends it away.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Use social media with their eyes.
For Lopez.
Really?
Robin Lopez. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
You can do it
And
with
here's
your
my
voice.
offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
Andre Robertson with the block. Give him 2 points. High percentage. The Thunder will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter.
Stupid cat. What the hell you doing? Go away.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Westbrook. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Tough shot there for Westbrook. He always thinks it has a chance. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
The drive, right to the basket. Full throttle, right to the basket for the deuce.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To LaVine. Done. Oh, he missed a short one there. Layup goes down. Well done.
Okay, I saw a little bit of a handle there. But let's see if that confidence is still there down the stretch.
Chicago basketball. Jeremy Grant swats it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a block with the extra point.
That's a defensive charge, buddy.
Russell Westbrook at the line for a chance at a three-point play.
Stupid ass cat.
50%.
Fucking throw you outside.
In this contest.
Climbing the fucking TV.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Dunn to Porter. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
First try, no good.
Get out of there.
Misses the second as well. To Schroeder. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. 2 of 4 now. Now their head coach signals for a timeout. He'll get his guys together and talk things over.
Mouth open. Oh, Fly's gonna have a good time going in there.
He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Zach LaVine, couple of free throws on the way. He's perfect from the line so far. First one, count it. And he makes them both. A bad pass, and the Bulls have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in
Same
first
guy
and second
again.
grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Schroeder with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Lauri Markkanen. Dennis Schroeder. It's Carter with the rebound. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Gets it to go, and the foul.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and
That's
not
what I
allowing the offensive player to
wanted.
get that ball above his waist.
And he missed the
No,
free throw.
I missed it like a bitch.
Done. To Wendell Carter. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good. Done. Nice pass to set things up. Otto Porter, now 4 for 9.
No. See, this is where I lose my mind. If you have that height, you got to throw that one down with authority. Send a message.
For 3. That one off the mark. It's no good.
In and out, bro.
To Porter. And look out.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Time for some new personnel into the game. Schroeder. Going to launch beyond the arc. Not that time. Not going down for him this time. That's how you do it. You keep riding into the basket.
Asshole, get the fuck out of here.
Keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Stupid fucking cat.
Lets it fly from long range. Markieff Morris is going to get a chance at 3 here for his career 77.
It is a severe weather impact day, and we are getting tons of flavors from you. Check it out.
Fucker. Just throwing everything, man.
And Liliana caught this picture of a big storm cloud near Sweetly Lake. There were different systems all across the state, and one of them, a funnel cloud near Santa Fe. Arturo sent us this video.
She ain't climbing the TV and everything.
Percent at the line. Knocks down the first. Knocks down the second free throw. 3 for 3. Nice.
Entering the game for the Bulls, number 15.
Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder. Finishing inside the paint on that one. Layup's good at the buzzer. Nice finish. And the first half has come to an end. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
It's time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Thunder will start the second half with a decent lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaky. These are the guys getting buckets for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Bulls are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. They've got the break to figure some things out. And trust me, they've got a few things to figure out. Still, it's not like they're totally out of this game.
Game track. Defense.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are using defense to create offense, and it's coming off blocks and steals. They're putting in work on both ends of the court.
Oh, wait.
Player of the half.
Adams couldn't be denied the award after all of those slams. He might get top plays all to himself at the end of the game if he keeps this up.
9 rebounds, bro.
Who was cold?
Levine.
Get cold.
Done.
This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going.
What the hell are you doing up there?
Here we go with the top play.
Just up there. Why are you hissing at me? I'm gonna fucking shoot you. Hissing at me. Go put your head up your ass.
Number 1.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. You don't have to like me.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Nerlens Noel pins it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Oklahoma City's got it. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Raymond Felton trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 78% at the line. Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. To Lopez. Knocked loose. Thunder have it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Picked up by the Thunder.
Ooh, I think people are leaving already.
Throws it down. Now whistle. We'll get a timeout called by Chicago as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter.
Run away? Not in here, from your room. Cat's pissing me off, man. She goes from up there and climbs the TV, then goes down, and then climbs the TV again, and then goes back up there. I don't even care. Right now.
Chance at a three-point play.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Chris Dunn at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 69% at the line. Free throw up and good. It's a three-point play, but a rare spot as they continue to trail big. To Schroeder.
It's George for 2. It goes down. Oh, he's feeling good. Maybe too good.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite
Where's that
PG.
stupid cat
No
at?
doubt about it. This year, he needs to be
She hissed at me and everything.
all day, every day.
She hissed at me
Oh,
from up there.
Tough to pull off with the defender all over.
It's not a
you.
nice cat.
Noel sends it
Bitch.
away.
And that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To the rim, lays it up and in.
Apple,
This
come
type
here.
of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself, when you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Done. Nice pass to set things up.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once, okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
Notice that the defense isn't giving him as much space anymore. They're crowding him every time he catches the ball and really getting into his legs defensively.
To George. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Apples.
And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Thunder have it. To Westbrook. And counted at the rim.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Westbrook buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Zach LaVine doing what he does best. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ballgame.
Done to Wendell Carter. Terrific vision. Markkanen slams it down.
The 7th pick overall, Larry Markkanen had an exquisite rookie season. Ending the year, all-rookie first team. Even executive VP John Paxson of the Bulls organization referred to him as the cornerstone of the franchise.
Adams to Paul George. Stuffs it down with authority.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Short jumper misses.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Goes reverse to lay it in.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Not an and one.
Steven Adams trying to cash in on a three-point play. He struggled so far. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Steven Adams rejects it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Driving right to the basket. Down the lane to lay it in.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Westbrook. Gets a look. Can't hit. Thunder with the basketball. Down low George. And the finish at the rim.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Steven Adams able to recover with the block.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
To George. Beyond the arc for three. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
He had such a great first half, but obvious adjustments were made defensively to shut him down, and now he's really starting to struggle.
Markkanen goes to the right side. Levine. They need something to go down. It's no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Adams fires the three. No good.
Damn, bro. Horrible 5 3-point shooters.
To Zach Levine. And the finish. Slam dunk.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds it inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Oh, they call him for the foul.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Westbrook to Paul George. Westbrook trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good. Markkanen to Chris Dunn. They'll get it down low to Lopez. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And when people talk about vision, people usually talk about the vision to make the pass. But how about seeing the chaos in the traffic before the pass even occurs? That's next level vision. How can I catch people out of position defensively? That's what we saw.
11 rebounds, 17 points, double-double. And got 4 more to a triple-double.
Passed it off. Add 2 points to the board.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
To Levine. And throws it down.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Fires the three. That's rebounded by Chicago. Here's Lopez, down low. Finishing inside the paint on that one. Now a whistle. And we're going to get a timeout from OKC as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter.
Chance.
New blood coming in for both sides. To Westbrook. Here's a chance from long range. Not getting the bounce. Robin Lopez. Huge block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Chicago possession to Markkanen. Right down Broadway for the two. Defender has to pick him up.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Paul George. To Westbrook. 4-3. Tough shot there for Westbrook. He always thinks it has a chance. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Shoot. Shoot. Let me see that dance, boy. Let me see it.
And score. Strong take.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as a difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Westbrook across the timeline. His guys holding the big lead. Count the bucket for two.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Smothering D.
Give the defense some credit here. He killed them in the first half, driving and scoring at will. Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Markkanen. Had a good look there, but it's no good. To Westbrook. George. No good. That's great defense.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Off the assist.
You hear coaches talk all the time about passing the ball on time and on target. As a passer myself, if I can deliver the ball to you in a position where I cannot give you options to think, but just go up and make the play easy, that's a win-win.
Nerlens Noel with a piece. Westbrook into the front court. Less than a minute to go in this third quarter. Russell Westbrook powers it through.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Thunder have it. Strong finish for Paul George.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make two bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
Chris Dunn. He's got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. First one goes down. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Nerlens Noel snatching it out of the air. Stuffs it down with authority.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
It goes down. straight on three. At the buzzer, 3 quarters down. The 4th quarter coming up. And a nice cushion for the Thunder. The Thunder have it to start the 4th quarter. You figured they certainly had the advantage coming into this one. Jay, that's how it's played out.
On paper, this wasn't set up to be much of a contest. If the crowd could have gotten into it early, maybe. But sometimes a team is so good that you never had a chance to even start.
Porter picked up by Schroeder. From long range, he missed his first 4 from downtown. He finally gets a 3 to go.
I'm going to tell you what every shooter thinks after he misses 4 in a row. One has to go in eventually.
Buries the 3.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Jeremy Grant tips it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
George trying to hit 50, but it's no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Rocking the rim.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off 3-point shots.
Schroeder to George. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To Paul George. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
George against Porter to Schroeder. George, textbook defense. And a
He didn't even
backcourt
defend it.
violation.
That wasn't even defended, bro.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Oh, 5-second violation. Picked up by the Thunder. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Knocked loose. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw good, so they get the 3-point play, but it's not much more than a drop in the bucket with the score right where it is. Cruises inside for 2.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Knocked loose. Thunder have it. Westbrook. The monster stuff. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old
Bring back
soul
Steven
and
Adams.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Me neither. Here's Schroeder with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. For 3, can't connect. It's no good. Deep left corner. Porter. And the rebound corralled by Westbrook.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Westbrook to Adams. Schroeder. Off the iron. No good. Dunn to Porter. Going to launch beyond the arc. And on a Porter so smooth. Catch and shoot. Buries the three.
Absolutely the right mentality coming out after halftime. That's what you do during halftime. You reset, you recalibrate, you come out, and you attack like the burst never happened.
The rebound cleared by the Bulls. Bulls have it. He wants it at the rim and scores.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender did.
Flushes it home.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. To Markkanen. Levine. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Westbrook to Adams. Trying to cash in. Off the mark. What on earth was he thinking?
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Done. And he'll go to the foul line.
You never really want to foul a shooter, but if you do, ensure they're going to have a tough time converting. That's good knowledge of personnel.
First try at the line, no good. Oh, he missed on a pair. To Westbrook. Lets it fly from long range. He's not shy about shooting it from out there.
He don't
But
have
misses
fucking
this time.
three-point range in
Gets
this
it in the
game
left
anymore.
corner. Porter. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
I know these mishaps happen defensively, but sometimes this can be the best thing for an offensive player who maybe hasn't found his rhythm yet. Don't let him get going.
It's Westbrook. Gets a look. Can't hit. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at three coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw's good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. To Markkanen. Great feed and a throwdown. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
Bulls with the rock. Done. Great pass to set it up. Gets to the basket and scores.
When things click, they click. That's good offense right there.
Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
This is where I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Dunn to Porter. Short jumper stays out. Adams. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
And he's going to the free throw line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Wendell Carter at the line for 2 shots. He struggled so far. And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Slams it down. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
To Adams. Oh, emphatic slam.
Washington has pleaded not guilty, but authorities believe that he was behind the wheel of that getaway car when John disappeared. At health alert now, the mother of a Southern California girl wants others to know about ragdoll fever. It is a potentially deadly infection.
To Porter. Picked up by the Thunder. Adams. Blocked away.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
And he connects on the first free throw. No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. And I don't know what the defender was doing there, but count the points.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Done. Jeremy Grant!
Oh.
Knocked away. It's getting dangerous down there.
And I hated getting my shot blocked like that, but I did like getting the ball right back. This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Marking it. To Wendell Carter. Oh, nice find for the basket.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Adams. Oh, Jay, he commits. Ends the paint.
Zoom to 8.
This time down.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
Adams. Tough looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
9 assists.
It's Chicago ball. Good touch and a bucket for Chris Dunn.
I'm a little bit confused. Was that a well-designed offense or just poor defense? Maybe a little bit of both.
Westbrook with it. His guys holding the big lead. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on.
Many stories just like that. Of course, all the tornadoes. It's so scary that we're back in the spot.
Triple-double.
Well, a woman taking a photo of down a Northern California waterfall and the North Tahoe Fire Protection District says she booked and lost her footing near Lake Tahoe. Witnesses reported she was too close to the ledge. There is no guardrail there. People using YouTube
52
on
points.
experience some issues today. Google says YouTube and other services posted errors or were working say it was because of network congestion. And red light traffic cameras in Texas are now banned. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a bill.
Sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Markeith Morris at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Off the mark on his free throw. Markkanen to Wendell Carter. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Down to Grant. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Done. Won't go. Another follow. Stays out. Adams to Westbrook. Beyond the arc for three. Tough shot there for Westbrook. He always thinks it has a chance. Porter, defended by Robertson. The drive, right to the basket.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Knocked loose. Thunder have it.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
Fires the three. Carter comes away with it. To Markkanen. And count the basket inside.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
From the painted area, won't go down. To Markkanen. Porter. Great dish to set it up. Wendell Carter powers it through.
And easy to get back on defense.
Westbrook. Ball's tied up. Neither player wants to give it up. The official's ready. Let's see who can take the jump. And scores.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul.
Plus, we'll tell you where someone won the latest Powerball jackpot.
But take it when you can get it.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder. And count the basket.
We didn't even have 40 points yet.
Good victory here for the Thunder as they win this one in blowout fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Thunder were solid in today's victory. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Bulls didn't get the victory they wanted here today. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated. The Thunder put one in the win column with a solid performance. Sometimes a team can hurt itself by being so aggressive on defense. And sometimes a team can guarantee itself a win by using defensive aggression in a focused way, like we saw here today. Check out the leading scores for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Bulls put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Chicago Bulls.
Game draft. Defense.
The Oklahoma City Thunder showed us how important defense can be in this league, especially when it leads to plenty of opportunities on the other end of the court.
Player of the game.
Russell Westbrook is the choice for what you're seeing here, and that's unselfish play. Tight passes, great timing, and an impressive basketball IQ. He earned more respect than what I already have for him. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Player of the game.
Russell Westbrook played the role of facilitator today, and no one is more happy than his teammates. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2.
That's how you win in fashion, dude.
Number 1.
Take a look at the upcoming games for the Chicago Bulls.
Damn, we'll play him again.
The Thunder got themselves a win here today. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, on behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.
15, 34, 45, 52, and a Powerball 8. The jackpot is for $344 million. If the winner chooses a lump sum, they will walk away with $223 million. That's before taxes, of course. The ticket holder has 180 days to claim the prize. North Carolina does not allow winners to remain anonymous. Major airlines are on pace for their worst year since 2014. Aviation industry experts say airlines expect to earn $28 billion in profits this year. That's actually 21% lower than a forecast of the companies affecting the industry are price fuel prices, an international trade war, and the 737 MAX grounding. Well, a lot of the state getting some hail today. Orlando Padilla sent us this picture from Santa Fe, and the severe weather is not gone just yet. Take a look at this new video from Hobbs. We also sent this to us on the Facebook page. Just look at that. You could see vehicles driving through the floodwaters. Firefighters tell us time and time again that drivers should never do this. You will never know how deep that water is. It could be very dangerous. Here's meteorologist Byron Moore.
The problem is that not only can you get sold